Yo, what's good with y'all? Back at it again with another video. I hope everyone's doing amazing. Peace and love to everybody. I hope you all evolving, working on yourselves, meditating, doing all that. Meditation is important. Make sure it's a daily practice. So without any further ado, I'm gonna get straight into this video. What I wanted to speak on is pain and peace, where pain comes into play with peace, and things of that nature. Because when I first started my spiritual journey, I thought to be spiritual, you had to be positive all the time. But being on a spiritual journey for a while now, I definitely understand that peace it exists, but you cannot find peace without pain, without sadness, without every emotion. And even when you finally find peace, the other emotions aren't gonna go away, because basically you're just the observer. You're not the body, which I've said this in past videos. You're just the observer, you're not the body, you're not the mind, not any of that. So you're really supposed to observe these emotions and everything. And the peace, from what I've learned, is you got to be at peace with whatever emotion comes at you. And by what I mean with that is, you have to be at peace with your anger, so that when the anger comes, you can observe it, and as the observer, you are still at peace, even though this physical vessel is feeling anger. So you observe that the vessel is feeling anger, but you are the observer. So even though the vessel may be feeling that pain or whatever that may be, you as the observer know that that is not you. You just have to observe for it, let it pass, understand why it's there, and use it to help you. Because when you first start off, some people, your goal for this spiritual journey could be to not have to experience the different emotions, but that is not the case, because this experience wouldn't be what it is without all the other emotions, without yin and yang. Yin and yang is so important. It's so important to find that balance between your yin and yang, because throughout this entire journey, you'll experience really high highs, but you'll experience a low low. And the thing about it is, you don't have to let that experience determine you. If you are able to take a step back and observe the extremely high high, and also observe the extremely low low, and not let it dictate you, and not let that really high high or really low low control you, you can then use it more as a weapon. Use it in your own power. I seen a quote the other day from Jordan Peterson, or I think his name is, and he said something along the lines of, you shouldn't want to be a pacifist or whatever. You should want to be a monster, but learn to control that monster within you. The emotions and things, to me, I don't think they're ever going away. That's just not a reasonable thing to think will happen for going on a spiritual journey. You can't be like, I'm gonna go on this spiritual journey, so the only emotion that I'm gonna experience is gonna be peace, joy, and love. It does not work like that. You are still going to experience the other ones. It does not work like that. You have to learn, understand, I'm the observer. So it doesn't matter if my vessel is experiencing peace, love, hatred, anger, any of that, because the vessel, it's the vessel. You are in a whole nother dimension, of place. I don't know necessarily how to explain it, but I can see it in my mind, but I can't put it into words. So you have to understand that these things are in the physical. So you have the power to just observe them and channel the energy that emotion is using, and just convert it into whatever you want to put it out to. If you don't let the positive and or negative emotion dictate you, the emotions become a weapon. If instead of when you feel sad, instead of letting that emotion dictate that you be in bed, if you use that sadness to fucking, like, easiest thing to say is go work out, because that's like what everybody says, like, oh, get heartbroken, started going to the gym. That shit's like a meme. You know what I mean? So that's like the simplest example. Instead of letting that dictate you and control you, you observe it. You take a step back. You be like, this is how I do it, because this is how I personally do things. I will sit down in my meditation and close my eyes, see myself in the third person. You know what I'm saying? And I will look at myself in the third person and literally observe myself and observe that emotion or whatever that I am not exactly whatever that isn't like necessarily that we haven't decided to associate with like as a good emotion. Like I'm feeling pain. I'll sit back and I'll meditate and try to step back into like a third person and observe that pain. Try to observe that pain, understand where that pain's coming from, and not let it dictate me, but instead decide, I know this is gonna pass. Rather than letting it control me, letting it make me mad, letting it me act from an egotistical place of standpoint, rather than letting it control me, cause me to act egotistically, I can use it and channel it to put it into something that can benefit me and benefit others. So, yeah, pain and peace, you need them both. You need yin and yang. Without one, there can't be the other. It's too much lessons to be learned from the other emotions. So, with that being said, family, peace and much love. I love y'all. Hope everyone's doing amazing. Meditation is key.